Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Linear Series. This is episode 4. My name is Professor Ajvan, and today we are going to be graphing one variable linear inequalities. If you haven't seen the previous episode where we solved one variable linear inequalities, that would be helpful because we're going to take the problems that we solved in the last episode and graph them. The three examples that we'll be looking at are on your screen now, so if the problems that you're working through look like this, then this is the correct video for you. So as I said, we solved these problems already. We solved them in the last episode of this linear series, episode 3. So if you're looking at this problem, we've already solved it and we got x is less than or equal to -5. Hopefully you can follow along with the steps. If not, you should really go back and watch the previous video to see how we got these answers. But now that we have the answers, we want to graph our solutions. So notice I have a line already drawn. Okay, this is a number line. There's no numbers on it though. So what I want to do is right in the dead center, I'm going to put the number that we said x is less than or equal to. Right, we said x is less than or equal to -5, so I'm going to put -5. All the numbers to the left would go -6, -7, -8, -9, and so on. And the numbers to the right would go -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, and so on. So right at this -5 is where we are. Right? I'm everything less than or equal to -5, meaning I'm everything below -5 and -5 because this is less than or equal to. So what does that mean? So this point, -5, I'm going to put a nice big circle and I'm going to fill in the circle. It's going to be a closed circle. The reason why I'm filling in this circle and I'm closing it is because that we are less than or equal to. If this was just less than, I wouldn't fill in the circle. I would do an open circle. Alright, so depending on what symbol you have will depend on if you do an open circle or a closed circle. I now want to identify that my solutions can be everything that is smaller than -5. The way I do this is by drawing an arrow to the left because we are less than. If you're confused with which way should be less than, just look at your symbol. Right? This looks like an arrow pointing to the left. That's where we should make our line. So I'm just going to draw a line to the left, add an arrow, and that would be our solution. Check with your teacher and see if they want you to actually write these values. I tell my students that I don't need to see them. I just need to see this. But your teacher might have a different perspective, and that's totally fine. So just check with them and see what they would like. In the second example we did, we got x is less than or equal to -3. So very similar, I'm going to put -3 in the center of my number line. This is less than or equal to, so I'm going to put a nice big closed circle so that there's no question about what type of point it is. And it's just like in the last problem, less than, so I want my arrow to go to the left. I always draw my line and my arrow a little bit above the number line, just so it's clear where the arrow is. But if you drew it on the number line, you would have the same answer. In the final example, we got 4 is greater than or equal to x, and we discussed in the previous video how to rewrite this so the x is first, so that we have x is less than or equal to 4. And this is important because it'll let us easily graph, right? By having the x on the left, it's easier to read, and it'll be easier to graph our solutions. So if you're confused with how we did this, in the last video we discuss it. So again, following the same pattern, I put a 4. It's a less than or equal to again, so I want to put a closed circle, nice and big, color it in, and I'm pointing to the left again because this is less than or equal to, so I'm just going to make a line to the left, put an arrow on it showing that we continue on to the left forever, and that's it. We've graphed it. Easy as that. So in the next episode, we're going to talk about compound inequalities, which is where we have two inequalities together. It should be interesting. If you found this video helpful, consider giving it a like and consider subscribing. It really means a lot to me. But thanks, good luck, and we'll see you in the next one.